Okay, everyone, can you hear me? And really welcome to join us on this module. And it's very nice to see many of you today to join this live session. And as you may have already known from my pre-recorded video, my name is Yi, and very different from many of you. You have a long name for me to remember. Mine is very simple and just E. I think some of you have already noticed that today I actually made some updates on our website. I want to share my screen with you so that we can go through some of the changes, because I think some of you still got confused. You don't know what you need to do, what you are expected to do. So I want to share my screen, spend the first roughly about first 20 minutes, talk about the module and assessments again. And if you have any questions, you may type in the chat box. However, because we have so many attendees, and please bear with me, I'm afraid I cannot answer all the questions today, but I promise you, once this video can be reached online, usually it takes about 24 hours for me to download it. Hello, can you actually, yes, switch off your, mute yourself, please. We cannot have many people talk at the same time, okay? And if I cannot, I said, if I cannot answer all your questions today, I promise you, I will have a look at the videos and chat box again and answer your question, hopefully by the end of this week, okay? And make some announcements to answer your questions online. Okay, let me share my screen now with you. I hope you can see my screen now. Let me go to our module website. Sorry, this one. Okay. So I noticed that some of you got confused and just ask the question. That is very good. Okay, when you have difficulties and questions, you post it on discussions, ask for help. And some of you say about the first lecture, you don't know where you can find the links. So that is what I said. You need to go to the units. First thing, on last Friday, I sent out announcements. In the under announcements here, Unit 1 arrangements and activities for this week. So for this week, as you can see, lecture, watch pre-recorded videos, attend 1 hour Q&A drop-in session, that is today. If you click on here, it will bring you this, okay? I'm not do that anymore. That is, please, okay, can you stop drawing something now, okay? You have many, there are many functions maybe you can use, but use it in a, yeah, thank you. Use it in a supportive way. And that is another thing I want to say. Next week, I hope I can find a moderator, co-host, so that we can be under management to help each other. So if you click on here, it will bring you to our Unit 1. For this week, you are supposed to listen to, learn all these pre-recorded videos. This is all about 3 hours if we deliver it on campus. But because it is pre-recorded, the time is shorter because we didn't give students discussion time. So these are some videos I expect you to go through by the end of this week, okay? One more thing I want to say, actually, that is good news. Today, under here, today we have some new tutors join us. They are all very experienced Python programmers. So I haven't got time to update my handbook here, but at least, can you mute yourself, please? Okay. So from this week, apart from Chloe and Jakob are responsible for practical sessions, we will have Emil to join our practical sessions. And in addition, as you can see here, we did adjustments for our teaching activities, especially starting from next week. So what would happen is, for tutorial, we will have 1 hour on campus, 1 hour online for each student. Okay, this is for per student. So both online campus and on campus and online sessions will be responsible by Agi. For practical session, you will have 1 hour on campus and then 1 hour online session. Online session will be charged by Thomas. He's a new tutor, will join us from next week. And I know at the moment, many of you, if you look at your timetable, personal timetable, you will, I think you can see on your personal timetable, you are scheduled 2 hours on campus practical, but it will be 1 hour, okay, from next week. But we added 1 hour online session for everyone. So this is one update I said earlier in my announcements. Another thing is, today, we have already fixed the assessments for you. Okay. So here, as you can see, you should be able to see now under your assignments, okay? We have 2 assignment online tests basically here. One is multiple choice and some questions related to this coursework. The coursework itself counts for 0 mark, but it is mandatory. You must hand it in on time. And then you will be asked some multiple choices questions related to here. In total, this part counts 40% of the total module mark assessments. In the following week, the second week after you come back from your vacation in January, during the lecture time, you will do online test part 2. This is a paper-based work. So basically, we give you some questions. You need to work out, you're working out. These are mathematical questions or statistical questions you need to answer. And then you will upload and scan your answer and then upload, submit it online.
Do we need to submit any Python project?
Please, can I actually, maybe you join late, before you join, I actually showed, okay? I will give you time to ask. Otherwise, if there are so many students ask the same question at the same time, we cannot control, okay? So I will answer your question very soon, okay? So this is about assessments. One here, online test would be taking place on Tuesday in the first week after you come back from vacation in January, that is 5th of January during our lecture time. And this one will happen during the second week after vacation in the January, that is 12th of January during our lecture time. Okay, so I talked about our new tutors and assessments. Now, I give you 5 minutes. Okay, if you have any questions, you may type in the chat box. Okay. Anyone? Can you do you have any questions?
Yes, I have one question.
Okay, if you say no, you can say.
The question is like, do we need to submit any Python project assignment as an assignment?
Yes, for the coursework, that is what I said. Okay, in the middle of November, we will give you hand out the questions. You know, we basically give you a data set and we ask you to do some data analysis using Python. Okay, and
So it will carry some marks. Will it carry some marks?
I said itself is 0. However, how do we know that the coursework is done by yourself, and whether you understand it or not? We will test it through online test part 1.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So yes.
So there is no marks for coursework, but there is marks for MCQ test.
You say, okay, for hand-in submission, coursework itself is 0, but it is mandatory. If you get you attend online test part 1, okay, but without submitting your coursework, you will get 0 mark.
Okay, so I have to.
You have to. It's mandatory. Okay. Any other questions?
I have a question about the timetabling.
Yes.
On the welcome page on Canvas for the module, it says that we have 6 hours in total of lecture time, 3 online and 3 on campus, which are divided into 2 hours and then 1 hour. But the only ones showing up are the 2 hours that you've already spoken about on the timetable that you said are going to be 1. So I'm a bit confused now. How many hours is it going to be in total?
Okay, in total, I think I need to share my screen again, everyone. Okay, it's better if I share my screen. So here, I'm sorry, it's too small, is it? Can you see? So in total,
yes,
okay, good. So in total, we still have 60 hours. Okay, and university's policy is we provide at least face-to-face 2 hours each week. So that is why we have, on campus here, we try to keep, every week before the assessment, every week we will do some adjustment. Here we have 1 for on campus, 1 hour tutorial, on campus for practical.
Right, so there's 2 on campus.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
I have one question.
Yes.
Bovat will be teaching us the tutorials on campus or online?
Okay, let me open, because I still have this one. Okay, here it says for tutorial, we have both sessions, okay, on campus and online. Before I start this live session, I just talked to Agi. So what we are going to do is, let me open one of our tutorial here. Say, for example, this one. Okay. Okay. This is our first part 2 tutorial. Our experience, okay, from last year is that we cannot finish within 1 hour, finish all these questions. It is impossible. So what Agi is going to do next week is she will select some questions to talk about. Okay, or maybe yes, that is what she said. So maybe, for example, for the first question, she will do number 1 and number 3, number 4, and for second question, she may do 1, 2, and she will leave other questions explained during the online session. Is it clear now?
Okay.
Yeah.
So she will be teaching online.
Both on campus and online. Some questions will be explained during on-campus session. Some questions will be explained during online session.
But the timetable is showing only online for Aggie.
the timetable, which timetable are you talking about? The timetable, your personal timetable, or the
yes, personal timetable?
Personal timetable only shows you, okay, very good question. Personal timetable only shows you on campus session. Okay, so for online session here, we as the module team, we have to find a time for you. Some of you may be able to join, some maybe not, because you have other activities. So that's why we need record that live session. Okay, so that for those, if you cannot attend this 1 hour online session, you can listen to the video later.
Okay, I have one question.
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday I tried to access the foundation induction, but I couldn't. It says I don't have access.
For that one, okay, I have so much to say. I think for that one, I'm not so sure where did you get the. Sorry, can you mute yourself for a while? Okay. For that one, I think you are not the only one. Many students couldn't get access, right? I don't know why, because that video I recorded and I gave it to a program team. So I think you need to contact a program team that is put it in, I think, on program website. However, what I can do is, since I recorded it, what I can do is I can add an extra link on my own module set for you to listen. Is it okay?
Thank you.
Okay, I will do it sometime in this week, okay? So, yeah. Okay, so any questions for this part, or are we okay?
Hi, Professor.
Yes?
Professor, I have two questions. This is Bilal, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
One is the calculator allowed in throughout the course? And secondly, can you please show the video lectures where they were? Because when I'm searching the units, I'm not able to find the videos attached.
Okay, the first question about the final test, right? Whether you are allowed to use calculator, right?
Yes, in overall module, are we allowed to use a calculator or not?
Yeah, okay. Here is my view. I tell you, for the final online test, because it will be open book, because it is online, okay? So you are allowed to use calculator. University proved, those kind of calculator in theory you can use. But in my personal view, okay, my personal point of view, as a for a long time, I working in machine learning area and data science. I really suggest everyone from now on, as long as you can, okay, don't use calculator. Do it on your own, unless there's something like, say, 1071 divided by 0.71. Okay, then you use calculator. But something like 10 divided 4 or this kind of thing, try to do it by hand. What we run this module 2 semesters already. Okay, this module is relatively new. We started from last year, and after two semesters, we found many students are not good at calculation. Then in the last online test, you won't be confident. Okay, you won't be feel and then you rely on the calculator, make some silly mistake. I don't know how can that happen, but I think, as a data scientist, my personal view is, data is your friend. You need to be familiar with it and try, sharpen all your calculation skills as long as you can. Your last question is about finding videos. I think, I'm not so sure whether this is so if you go to units here, okay, go to lecture here. Okay. And then all videos are here. Say hello. That is mine.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. This is our videos. These are all videos. You are expected to finish them.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Let's move on. I think we have already spent.
I have a question here.
Okay, one last question for this part. What's it?
Yeah, it's me, Asra. Ma'am, I want to know, you have any book suggestions for this linear algebra for the data science?
Sorry, do I have a what suggestion?
Book suggestion.
Book suggestion. Okay, I think under the homework this week. Okay. Here. Homework. And then if you click on homework 1 here, let me open it. Sorry. As you can see here, I have suggestion here. Okay, so how do you especially ask for linear algebra, this book, step by step, which page you need to read if you need more examples. And for data science, especially for this week, I want you to read all these link website. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So do you know how to find the book? The book itself, in my video I showed you, is under units here. And if you go to reading list here, click on reading. I think the view may be a bit different from mine. And under unit 1, this is the book, 3 books you can read.
Okay.
Yeah, and the view online. They are all can be viewed online.
Okay.
Okay, good. So now let's move on. Let me.
Professor, I do have a question.
You do have a question. Can we leave it later if we have time for that? I'm sorry, because there are 3 parts. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, and do let me know in the chat box. Okay. So we finished the first part that is about module and assignments. The second part in this week, I want you to learn more about data science and some terminologies, vocabulary you need to know. And here, I think maybe this environment is new for everyone, so somebody just cannot stop to trying new functions, right? Okay, so here, what I want to emphasize is, okay, at last for the online test, I maybe ask you something. Oh, what is supervised learning? What is unsupervised learning? So you need to know now, see, after reading all those homework links I gave you, and also do some exercise and read our videos. So supervised learning and unsupervised learning, I'm not so sure how many of you have already viewed my videos. What I want to say here is that when you go to your internship or go to work later after you graduate from here, when you are given a data set, don't rush to try to find an algorithm to do it using a classification or clustering, basically a supervised learning and supervised learning. It is very, very useful for you to understand what is supervised learning and unsupervised learning. But at the same time, I think it's more important is for you as a data scientist, a good data scientist, you need to know your data first. The reason I say this is because on last weekend, there's a student attended my lesson, this module last year, sent me an email, and he's now doing some internship work, and he has been giving a data, and he tried to get my opinion, see what kind of algorithms he can use. So I think this is a very common problem with all newish data scientists. You rather than find data algorithms you can use, it's better for you to understand your data. So I think somewhere in this one, let me see, we did mention. See. see, wait a minute. We did mention, see here, see, give you the data and then ask you, oh, what algorithms or what methods you can use, right? In here, classification or regression. It's very important for you to can distinguish them. But actually, what I'm saying is here is if you are given a data set like here, some chemical compounds, the number one, you need to ask an interesting question. Okay, what is this about? And number two, you need to have a look at data. The data, you need to decide whether for each column, okay, are they our labels, targets, or are they features you can use as an inputs for your algorithm? And if that is features you can use for an algorithm, are they continuous values, real values, or complex values, or are they discrete values? Are they nominal values? These are very, very important because this will affect, okay, what type of algorithms you should use. For example, for next week, we will talk about principal component analysis. For classical principal component analysis, it should be used for continuous values only, okay? However, if you are giving a data set, all different features are discrete values, that is binary values, or maybe just something like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, those kind of values for each different features. Imagine you have 5 columns, each column corresponding to one different feature. And the first 2 columns, first 2 features may be gender or smokers or non-smokers. So they are binary values. And another column is about age. Age sometimes, maybe can be considered as continuous values. But if in a very short range, say just say between 30 to 40, then actually for that case, PCA maybe is not the most suitable algorithm you can use. So what I'm saying here is in my first lesson, I want everyone to remember when you are given a data set, okay, do not rush to find an algorithm. The first thing you need to understand the question you have been asked. And then you need to work out, okay, your data set, understand your data set before you choose the proper algorithms. Otherwise, it may be meaningless. It's not that difficult to find an algorithm. When nowadays there are many people propose many, algorithms almost every day. Okay, that is not difficult thing. But difficult thing for a good data scientist is to understand your data. That is what I want to, everyone to remember. If you don't remember anything else today, 2 things. One is about our assignments for you at the end, how to do that, the structure. And another thing is, as a good data scientist, I want everyone remember, okay? Don't rush to choosing algorithms. And understand your data is number one key thing. So that's why in this part, you have been taught about structured data, unstructured data, and quantitative data, qualitative data, and 4 different levels. This is just a starting point for you to understand your data. Okay, so before I ask you to give you time to ask a question, I think I also want to say something here. Sometimes we convert, okay, when you have given a unstructured data set, okay, and then you need to convert it to structured data set, something like a table-wise data set with columns and rows. But quite often you have been given a table format data. You still need to do more data pre-processing work so that it can work for your algorithms. So what I mean is sometimes the data, although they are in table with columns, but you may have nominal value here. So you need to convert it, maybe say male, female, to a reasonable values, real values. So this would be part of pre-processing also. Okay, I now stop sharing for this part. Any questions?
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes.
Can you please tell regarding the online on-campus studies if someone is in quarantine? So how do we attend those sessions?
Okay, it seems like many of you still have questions related to how attend modules and rather than the first lecture video, right? Okay, I will answer your question in maybe 2 minutes if we don't have any questions related to this part. Okay, I will come back to you. Yeah.
I have a question regarding this module.
Yeah.
I mean, regarding this lecture. So, what are we like? Which programming language we are focusing on right now?
Okay, we will focus on Python 3, and especially for the coursework when we ask you to submit and the questions we ask you in online test part 1. Okay, we will based on Jupyter Notebook Python 3.
Okay, Jupyter Notebook and Python 3.
Yes.
Okay, that's great.
So, any other questions about the data structure and the data type? If you don't have, I will answer the first question you asked me about quarantine. If you cannot come for the online on-campus session, right?
Hello, madam.
Yes.
I have a little question. On slide number 18, I would like to ask about emails and X-ray images. Could you please just little explain this, whether they are structured data or unstructured? Could you please elaborate?
Yeah. So your question is, I think the volume is quite a lot.
Slide 18.
Yeah, and I know. I think for the previous year, we do have lots of questions on that. So, if okay, so for example, for a PNG image, if you save it a PNG, if you look at the data, actually, it's not something like say for example, an image like we know there's a subject on it. Say for example,
not numeric.
Is a cat or is a dog. Okay, how do you know this is a dog or cat? That is because you use the specialized software. Okay, the image viewer help you to know this is a dog or a cat. But without the image viewer, okay, behind it, there are just some like different characters. You don't know the meaning of it. So that's why, okay, for image, X-ray is the same. Unless you have proper image viewer, okay, you cannot actually read out what is in that image. That's why for image, X-ray image, okay, including X-ray image, we say this is unstructured data.
And what about the emails?
Emails, if you think about it, you send me an email. What do when I received, okay, I see the title and I see the subject sent to, this seems like a structured. However, in the body, right, each email, your email and my email may have the different structure inside.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Any other questions related to data structure and data science? Otherwise, I'll come back to that question about quarantine.
Miss, I think the chat function is blocked.
Chat function is really? I allow. Oh, okay.
Ma'am?
Yes. Can you okay, let us said okay, you can chat, type in the chat box now. However, if I don't have time to answer all questions, I promise you I will do it, read this, over the within this week. Okay. Yes. So more questions? I think chat box should function now.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So somebody asked me, I think, sorry, I cannot remember your name. You asked me about, now you are in quarantine, right? You are still doing the self-isolated. So please follow the instruction. You do need to stay at your own accommodation, if that is the case. And don't bother, don't worry about that online, on campus session. However, you must do all the tutorial questions and practical session tasks on yourself. If you have any problems with those, come to my drop-in session, ask me for help. And the next week, we will have 5 drop-in sessions. So please do join us for online drop-in session and not come to the on-campus session. Okay?
Okay, so the material provided or the studies teaching on the on-campus studies will be uploaded online as well. So I can get the...
No, for that one, it would be very difficult because that on campus is not, how should I say, it's not similar to my lecture. So like Agi's tutorial, she will do lots of writing in a whiteboard, and I think, as I have known, very few lecture room or lab room can capture, the handwritten in whiteboard. So I don't think it makes too much sense to record that session.
So how would I get the material if I'm
Material is online already. Okay.
Sure. So that the same material would be teaching.
Okay.
On
here is our plan. So for example, just like talk about tutorial 1. I said earlier, tutorial 1 will teach for 2 parts. One is on campus, one is online. But for each session, we will teach different questions in tutorial 1. And after those sessions, by the end of next week, we will put solutions online for you to study. Yeah, but what we ask for is you need to do all those questions first on your own. Only doing that you can, improve.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, and if you need because you are doing self-isolation, so if you have any questions, you can always join me this week through drop-in session, and then next week join all other drop-in sessions. Okay, so now let me have a quick look in chat box. Do we have to bring our laptop during on-campus session? No, you don't need, because I think in theory you don't need. Okay, but it's up to you. I saw some students bring their own laptops to campus. So because in tutorial session we have projector, and Agi can share the main computer in front of the lab room, so that everyone can see the question. And of course, for practicals, you are giving a computer in the lab to use. Okay. For today's session, the Zoom link was at and timetable shows at which should we follow. Okay, I'm sorry for the confusion here. Okay, it's just for this week because we have pre-recorded videos. So for this week, because of induction week, so we start at 5 p.m. So and this week, I think you should follow my instruction give you on announcements. On last Friday, I sent it to you. Okay, and can you repeat topic about assignments? Okay, at the end, if I have time, okay, assignments. Which tools do we have to install and practice on? What do you mean, which tools? I'm not so sure. So are you talking about Python? Python? So follow our practical sessions gradually. All those tools you need for coursework will be installed. Okay. Could you please let us know whether this present document shared with us? Thanks. Which that is something presentation document. I'm not so sure what are you talking about. The whole session here is being recording. It's being recorded. So I will, however, I think I need 24 hours to get it uploaded on Canvas.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have a question regarding classes. Like, how many classes will be taking for this module, including off campus and on campus?
I think you come late. Is it right? Because I talk about this on the beginning. So one of you asked about assignments, and now you're asking about the module again. Can I just leave the last 5 minutes? I talk about it. Okay.
Sure.
Again, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and here. Okay, this is a very good one. If I don't have Python background, what should I do? Okay, Christine, did I call your name correctly? I'm sorry if I say it not right. Okay, so you are not. Okay, thank you. So you are not the only one from my experience. Okay, for last year. So this module I said earlier is relatively new. We open it, only run it from last year, and it runs in both semester A and B. So we had many students come in the background actually don't have Python background. So don't worry about that. However, because we actually do teach you step by step from the very beginning. Okay, and however, having said that, I think if you don't have this background, Python background, it also depends on how about whether you have programming background before for other programming languages. If the answer is yes, it should be easier. If it's no, then of course you need to work very hard. However, that is another thing I said. I really encourage everyone, if you have any questions, do come to the drop-in session to talk to me and other tutors. Don't leave it to yourself and then leave it in the last minute. And I want to use this opportunity to say it again. So far, I checked before I joined this live session. I set up some groups for everyone to join, but it's very quiet now. I totally understand you prefer your privacy, you prefer something like a freedom for yourself, but here, okay, I really suggest that is the only way for our audio team to observe, to monitor how you learn and what kind of problems you may have. So I encourage everyone now use group page on Canvas. So for example, if Christine, you have questions, you can share with it with your. If you don't want to show it in the whole module, discussion forum, you can share it with your group mates and get help there. So you are saying you can see, okay, I'm trying hard to encourage you to use groups page. Okay, so maybe review R. No, R programming may be taught. I think many of you will go to a module for next term that is machine learning and neural networks. So there, I think you will be learning some R sessions, I think. Can you repeat about assessments? Another one? Okay, later. And Professor, I joined 10 minutes late for the, okay. I will do 5 minutes for that again, okay. Assessments and, yeah, wait a minute. Let me, next week, 2 sessions, but there's no. What do you mean next sessions? Okay, here is another thing. By the end of this week, either Friday or Sunday, okay, I try to do it earlier. I know, you are anxious about this. I will give instruction, try my best to make it clearly which session you need to attend as a announcement, post it online, okay? And then give you all links. you have a question from tutorial part 2. Oh, this is very good, but I'm afraid I'm so sorry. We don't have time to talk about tutorial now, especially another reason is that I think some students haven't got time to do tutorial yet, but this is really good. Can you actually join me tomorrow in the drop-in session? Okay, I'm sorry for this one, because I want to leave, more time for other students to do the tutorial questions on their own first. But I'm very happy to talk to you for tomorrow's drop-in session.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes. Okay. So what is your question?
How the attendance will get calculated for the students who are under the quarantine?
Sorry,
Who are
can
unable...
you? Sorry. First, can you actually lower your volume a little bit, because I cannot really, when it's very loud, I cannot really hear, clearly. So say it again. Sorry.
Yeah. How the attendance will calculated for the students who are under the quarantine?
Say it again. Otherwise, all I hear is just yeah. Say it again. Sorry.
Is it too low or too loud?
Too loud.
Okay. How the attendance will calculated for the students who are under quarantine?
For the quarantine, you see self-isolation.
Yeah, the attendance.
He's talking about quarantine. He's talking about attendance, ma'am.
Sorry?
He's talking about attendance who are under quarantine.
Yeah, for attend, I said, you cannot attend on-campus session for those students. Okay, you should stay, follow the instruction. You should stay at your own accommodation, but join all online session. Okay. And for on-campus session, if you missed for these 2 weeks, please come to drop-in session through online, ask your questions.
I got it,
could
but...
you please advise any books for Python?
Sorry, for Python?
Yes.
Say it again. Say your question again.
Hello?
Hello? Yes, see your question.
Ma'am, could you please advise any books for Python?
Okay, the book under for Python, actually, my suggestion is if you Google, there's many Python itself, the community, tutorials are very good. Or you can start with Principle of Data Science and our reading list. That is Python based. In the reading list, okay, go to reading list. Okay, I show everyone.
Just show me once, ma'am.
Let me share my screen with you.
Okay.
Question down. Where to find cheap beer?
Indian Naga.
So this is the book under unis. Under unis. So can you mute yourself? Okay. On the beginning, we did say the behavior classroom. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, ma'am.
So here, if you go to unis,
okay.
I think if you go to module site, click on units. Here, under units, we have module information and then reading here. Okay. Now, click on reading.
And we can see that.
Yeah, you should be able to see
principles
of data. And then Python Data Science Cookbook. These can be viewed online. Okay, if you click on view online, you should be able to read book. Now, seems like how is attendance calculated for the ones who... Oh, I think you are worried about that is something. To be honest with you, how is the attendance calculated for the ones who are under quarantine? This is some question I think I'm afraid you have to ask a program team. But for me, for this module, okay, if you are, of course, under quarantine, I think the only thing you can do is, stay at your own accommodation, and then follow our instruction, do all the work, and communicate with us through online drop-in sessions.
Professor?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm Kamlesh here, and I have one question regarding weekly activity, teaching activity.
Yes, I'm here. Yes, what is that? It's not clear for me. Yeah, the question. Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, that you posted on a module homepage that week commencing from 14 and 15. There is a 7 hours of the teaching. 3 hours include in lecture online, then 1 hour in tutorial campus, then 1 hour on tutorial via online, and the 1 hour for practical on campus and 1 for practical via online. So
yes.
a bit confused about like we have to.
Okay. Let me wrap up first. Okay. I didn't, I'm sorry I interrupted your question here because you are not the only one have this question again, and there are some questions on assessments. So we have the last about 8 minutes. Let me just finish all the other parts, and then at 5 minutes I come back to talk about this again, okay?
Okay.
Let me share my screen first again. I think I'll come back. So
yes, this one.
So we have already finished about data science, unsupervised learning and supervised learning here. The last part actually is the main part here is about linear algebra and the matrix, especially for matrix. And I'm sure I can confidently tell you, you will be tested for this part. So how to do the inverse and the determinants for this week. By the end of this week, it should be clear for you how to do this. Okay, so do spend some time and do those questions shown on tutorial, and then come to see Agi in next week. Okay, so that is all about what I want to say to here. And because many of you, let me finish first, because many of you don't know how to join the drop-in session. I'll show you now. If you go to our module website, click on the units, okay, and today I added one section, quick guide for you, how to use Zoom meeting and MS Teams. So if you go to the end, here is drop-in session. It may be better if I can show you student view, then we can on the same page. So student view, what you would see is click on units here, and then go to the bottom of this page. If you click on tomorrow at 12 to 1 on Wednesday with me, click on here, and then click on this one. You should be joining me, see me in MS Teams. If you don't know how to use MS Teams, have a look at that quick guide. Okay, so now I think I finished all what I planned to say. And it's really nice to see you all today here, okay? Now I want to emphasize again some questions about teaching activities, yes? And another question again about assignments because somebody come late, yeah? So for teaching activities, we shown here. First thing I want to say, every week, say this, I planned actually on Sunday, but I know some of you are very anxious. So can you stop plotting the lines on my page, please? Okay, behave yourself, please. Okay, so as latest, every Sunday, I will post news here, instructions through announcements. So you can check announcements here for the following week's instruction, what you are expecting to do, okay? So like what I did on last Friday. Now, come to here. From next week, every student, okay, each of you will have, for tutorial, you will attend on campus tutorial for 1 hour. And then for the same week, we will provide an online session. In these 2 sessions, we will talk about the same handout, but different questions in the handout. Now here, same to the practical, okay, practical session. You are expected to attend on campus 1 hour and online 1 hour. For this, again, we talk about the same handouts, however, the different parts. Okay, for the practical, we have planned, we focus on campus session, focus on maybe the first 4 questions. And for practical session here, we focus on the last several questions. So that is how we will take these practical sessions. For those, if you are under current self-isolation, you cannot attend on-campus sessions, but I ask you do the questions on your own, and then if you have any questions, come to my drop-in session. So this is for the teaching activities. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Like on what days these online sessions will happen?
Okay, good. So I will give, okay, I will give an instruction by this Friday for online session because I need to communicate it with our tutors. So at the moment, we see very likely that will be for tutorial will be next Wednesday, and the practical session online will be Friday. I know some of you may, for whatever the reason, may not be able to attend the session, maybe a conflict to your on-campus session with other sessions. So we will record it. For online session, we will record it so that you can view it later.
The professor?
Yes?
We are facing issues while joining the Zoom sessions. Like when I am trying to join through the Canvas, it's showing that unauthorized. How we can overcome these issues while we are...
This is your view, student view. Everybody can see you have coursework data analysis. We will give you in the mid of November, 16th, here it shows 16th, it will be released so that you can see. So basically, we give you a data set and you will be asked using what you have learned during practical session Python and produce a Python Jupyter notebook to analyze this given data set. Okay, and the handing date for this is 4th of January by noon time. This coursework counts for 0, but you must submit it. If you don't submit it, if you don't do it, okay, you are risking to fail your online test part 1. Because for here, online test part 1 will be taking place on the 5th of January, the next day after you submit this coursework. And the many questions, okay, actually majority of them related to the coursework. If you don't do it on your own, okay, you won't know the answer for this online test part 2. Okay, so this is online test part 2 for 1 hour. It will last for 1 hour, start at 3 p.m. in the afternoon during our lecture and finish at 4 o'clock. So this part 1 counts for 40% of the total module mark. And then in the following week, that is 12th of January, you will do online test part 2. It counts for 60% of the total module mark. So to prepare you, we prepared 2 mock tests here, okay, for you to practice. But the length of each test may be much shorter than the real final test. Okay, so I think that's it for today, because it is 1 hour session. We have already used up all our time.
Excuse me, Professor.
Okay, so one more question. If you have more other students, if you have more questions, please come to my drop-in session, and also for next week. Okay, you can come in drop-in session. So what is that? The last question.
Yeah, the drop-in session for tomorrow, is it open for all?
Sorry? It is, it's
the
2
drop-in
hours.
session, which is, I'm sorry, the drop-in session for tomorrow, is it open for all, or do we need to make an appointment for that?
I did mention it in my announcements. Okay, you don't need make appointment. You are free to join me in that time slot. Okay, so it says here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you do need to make appointment. Okay, so everyone, thank you very much for attending.
Professor, sorry to interrupt you. Unfortunately, if we miss any live sessions, are we able to access that recording session afterwards?
You mean the which one? Lab session?
Like live sessions. Like we'll go on with the online classes, right? The classes will be of live.
For online one, yes, will be recorded like today. I'm recording it now, and I will finish recorded, but it will be online. There's a delay. Okay, there's a delay. It will be online, but for on campus, we can't now. It's quite difficult. We may not be able to do that. Yeah.
After the completion of session, will you post this recording online so that we can access whenever we want?
No, we will put solutions online rather than recording it. We will do solutions online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone. So nice to see some of you actually use the video. So it's really nice to see you. Okay, and enjoy the rest of the week. And don't forget linear algebra.
Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, what happened to the attendance of our attendance when we are in quarantine period?
Attendance. I said earlier, this is a question you need to ask a program leader or program. Yes, because I don't have I don't have the recording for attendance. I know because all students, especially for tier 4, you need swipe your card. So you can. I think it shouldn't be a problem. But talk to program team.
Okay, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. See you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Meeting notes. Class is going.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Ma'am, have a good day.
Bye,
Bye.
ma'am.
And you. Bye.
Thank you, madam. Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great evening. Bye, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Bye, Devaram.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
And you.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. See you then.
You are very welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.